Good morning. So let's start with our discussion of this week's topic. And our topic is about simple and general annuity. We are now at our fourth week of our second quarter. To start with, we have the objectives. First, define terms that are related to simple and general annuities. Second is to be able to illustrate and distinguish simple and general annuities. And of course, represent annuities to real-life situations. So what do we mean by annuity? When we say annuity, it is a sequence of payments made at equal or fixed intervals or period of time. So, ang mga example nito ay rental payment, monthly pensions, monthly payment for car loan, tsaka educational plan. So, ito yung mga hinuhulugan. So, ito yung may mga terms. So, we have annuities that can be classified in different ways. We have the according to payment interval and interest period, we have that simple annuity. An annuity where the payment intervals is the same as the interest periods. Periods yan. Also, under this payment interval, we have the general annuity. So, anong pagkakaiba nila? Ito naman, it is an annuity where the payment interval is not the same as the interest period. So, take note of that. Ang simple interest, it is the payment interval is the same as the interest period. Parehas ang interval tsaka interest period. While ang general annuity, this is an annuity where the payment interval is not the same as the interest period. So, yun lang ang kailangan yung tandaan for you to be able to simply to identify whether it is simple annuity or general annuity. We also have according to the time of payment. It should be I. So we have ordinary annuity, wherein also known as annuity immediate. This is a type of annuity in which the payments are made at the end of each payment interval. Ordinary annuity yun. Payments are made at the end of the payment interval. We have annuity due. Anong pagkakaiba niya sa ordinary annuity? So, annuity due, it is an annuity in which the payments are made at the beginning of each payment interval. So, take note of that. Meron at the end, which is ordinary annuity, and we have annuity due, which made at the beginning of each payment interval. Ang pinaka-common na gawin ay ang ordinary annuity. Yung at the end of each payment interval. So, pag nakuha mo ngayon, yung sunod nun, dun ka palang magbibigay ng sunod na payment. We also have according to duration. Annuity certain. It is an annuity which payments begin and end at definite time. So, annuity certain. Alam mo kung kailan nagsimula, alam mo din kung kailan matatapos. Pag sinabi mong 5 years lang, so you can determine kung kailan matatapos yung hinuhulugan mo. Contingent annuity naman, it is an annuity in which the payments extend over an indefinite or indeterminate length of time. Na-extend over an indefinite. So, hindi alam kung kailan matatapos. Bakit? Sa maraming dahilan, may mga ganong klaseng loans eh. Pwedeng nagkaroon ng problema ang pamilya, hindi nakabayad. Kung ito ay car loan to, may pinagamitan ng mahalaga sa pera. So, na-extend So this one is an example of contingent annuity. We also have terms like regular or periodic payment. So this is the amount of each payment. Yun ang tawag doon, periodic payment. Yung magkanong halaga. And then payment interval, this is the time between the successive payments dates of an annuity. Payment interval yon. We have the term of the annuity, which is represented by small letter t. This is the time between the first payment interval and the last payment interval. Term of annuity naman. Future value or the amount of an annuity is represented by letter F, capital letter F, or sometimes it is FB. It is the sum of the future values of all the payments to be made during the entire term of the annuity. We have the present value of annuity as known as P or PV, the sum of the present values of all the payments to be made during the entire term of the annuity. So these are the terms that you may encounter as we have the simple and general annuity. Annuities can be illustrated using a time diagram. The time diagram for an ordinary annuity is given. So with this diagram, for an end payment ordinary annuity, here are the periodic payment. So ito yung ibabayad mo. Yung amount na ibabayad every period. So, syempre, we started with 0. And on the first term of annuity, 1, you have the periodic payment. Second is another periodic payment. Third, fourth, fifth, up to end time. Depende to sa ilang taon mo babayaran and ilang beses ba sa isang taon. Yun yung number of N natin. So, ganyan yung diagram ng annuity. Let's have examples. So, example number 1, determine if the given situations represent simple annuity or general annuity. So, in A, payments are made at the end of each month for a loan that charges 1.05% interest compounded quarterly. So in here, since the payments are made at the end of each month for a loan that charges 1.05% interest compounded quarterly. Since the payment interval at the end of each month is not equal to the compounding interval, which is quarterly, so therefore, this one is an example of general annuity. Next is a deposit of 5,000 was made at the end of every 3 months to an account that earns 5.6% interest compounded quarterly. So what we have here is at the end of every 3 months and it is compounded quarterly. Every 3 months is the same as quarterly. So since they are the same, this situation represents simple annuity. Let's proceed to example number 2. This time, we will determine whether the situation describes ordinary annuity or annuity due. So A, June's monthly mortgage payment is 35,148 pesos and 5 centavos at the end of each month. So, ang tatandaan dito ay kailan siya nagbabayad. So, at the end of each month. Since it is at the end of each month, so therefore, this is an example of ordinary annuity. Second is that the rent for the apartment is 7,000 pesos and due at the beginning of each month. So this time around, this is at the beginning. So if it is at the beginning, this is an example of an annuity due. So tatandaan nyo kung ano ang ordinary annuity. This happens, payment is made at the end of each month, while annuity due, the payment is made at the beginning. So we have the simple annuity. So when we say simple annuity, the payment interval is also the same as the interest period. So kung kailan siya magbabayad, ganun din yung interest period niya. So kung magbabayad siya every 3 months, yung interest period niya ay every 3 months din. Kung magbabayad siya yearly, ang interest period niya ay yearly din or annually. So, ang ganong klaseng situation is an example of simple annuity. So, let's have this given example. 50,000 is deposited every year for 5 years at 8% compounded annually. So, we have the given diagram, yung cash flow of the given situation can be illustrated in time diagram below. So, here we have the payments. We have here the periods. So, dito ang 0. 0, wala pa naman. So, on the first year, magdi-deposit siya ng 50,000 based on the given situation. Second year, 50,000. Third year, 50,000 then. Fourth year is also 50,000 and on the last year, he will deposit 50,000. The future value of the payments at the end of term is this one. So ang term natin ay 5 since 5 years ang nakalagay dito. As you can see, yung 50,000 na hinulog niya during the first year, ito yung mas malaki ang tutubuin. Kasi this will last for 4 years. Mag-i-interest yan ng 4 na taon. Kaya pagdating dito sa ika-5th year, wala na. Kasi yan yung last mo eh. Magdadagdag ka pero wala na yung kikitain pa. Madadagdag lang dun sa future value mo. So in this one, kung marirecall nyo yung formula ng future value natin sa last topic natin sa compound interest, yan ay principal amount times 1 plus I raised to N. Ang I natin ay interest rate base sa compounding period. Ang N natin ay M times T. Yung compounding period times the time. So, yung 50,000 on the first year na hinulog, since it will last up to 4th year, ito yung magiging last natin, yung ika-4th year, kasi 1 year na lang to make it up to the 5th year, siya yung 50,000 times So, ito yon 50,000 times 1 plus yung interest rate natin ay 8%, so 0.8. Since it is compounded annually, over 1 lang yan. So, 0.08 over 1 lang yan, raised to yung year natin, 1. Yun nandito sa 4. So, kung kukuhanin natin ang value niyan, that is 54,000. Same with the amount in the third year. And then, 50,000 on the second year. Ayun yung raised to 3. Tapos, 50,000 raised to 50,000 times 1. Kasi, kaya yan 1.08 because 1 plus 0.08. So, raised to 4. So, these are the value of the 50,000 being invested every year. Moving on, adding all the future values obtained from the previous step, we have on the 5th year, ito ay ka-5th year ito. Ito yung first, second, third, fourth, and 5th. So, in the first year, it has 68,024 pesos and 45 centavo. In the second year, 62,985.60. And then, third year, 58,320. Fourth year is 54,000. And of course, yung last year ay 50,000. The future value of 50,000 that is deposited annually for 5 years is 293,329 pesos and 45 centavo. So we have the future value of an annuity is the total accumulation of the payments and interest earned. So yun yung mga nakuha natin kanina. While we have the present value of an annuity, it is the principal that must be invested today to provide the regular payments of an annuity. So kanina, yung present value na binabanggit sa last example ay 50,000. Yung future value naman, ito na yung sum or yung total nung ininvest niya yearly with interest na. So for us to solve for the future value in a simple ordinary annuity, we have the formulas. Future value of simple ordinary annuity. So simple ordinary annuity meaning the payment is made at the end of each period. The future value or PB of simple ordinary annuity is equal to PB is equal to present value times 1 plus I. Siyempre, yung I is the nominal rate pa rin. Raised to N, yung N natin ay compounding period times time minus 1 divided by I. Ang PB ay future value, ang P ay periodic payment, or ito yung present value yung sinasabi natin, is the same as periodic payment. N is the total number of conversion periods, kaya ang ano nun, N times K. Ang T times K, T is the number of years, tapos yung K ay yung conversion period. Yung I naman is the interest rates per period wherein I is equal to R over K. R is the annual rate, tapos yung K ay number of conversion periods in a year. Ito yung formula sa future value. At ito naman yung formula ng periodic value or present value. Yan. So let us solve the given example number 3 using the formula. The formula of future value equals the periodic payment or present value times 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 all over I. Kasi kanina, sa pinakita, ang proseso ay gamit lang ang time diagram. This time, gamitan natin ng formula. First, kailangan natin identify ano-anong mga given. So, ang P ay 50,000. Ang I natin ay R over K. R over K. So, this will be 8%, so 0.08, and then compounded annually naman yan. So, that's over 1. So, 0.08 pa rin. Ang N natin ay 5 years. So, 5 years times compounded annually. So, 5 times 1, 5 pa rin. So, let us now substitute this. We'll have 50,000 times 1 plus 0.08 raised to 5 minus 1 over 0.08. Kung i-compute yan sa calculator, ang uunahin mo ay 1 plus 0.08 ka muna. So, 1.08 na. Raised to 5. Ang sagot nun, minus 1 ka. After mo mag-minus 1, i-divide mo ngayon sa 0.08. So, nakuha mo na yung quotient na yun. Times 50,000 ka na. So, ang sagot niyan ay 293,330.05. So, kung mapapansin nyo, yung sagot natin kanina using the time diagram is that meron silang difference. Kasi 293,329.45 kanina. And then our answer now is 293,330.05. May difference na 0.6. Kaya nangyari yung difference na yun kasi dito sa first example natin using the time diagram, nag-round off tayo kada year na nakukuha natin yung value. Kada periodic payment na may interest. Dito kasi sa proseso natin to, dire-diretso tayo sa calculator. Hindi tayo nag-round off. Kaya, ganito yung nakuha nating answer. Given kung ano yung gagamitin mo, kung gagamit ka ng table, i-accept natin yung answer mo kasi talagang kailangan mag-round off doon. Pag gumamit ka ng ganitong klaseng solution na nag-formula ka, tapos gumamit ka sa calculator na hindi tayo nagra-round off, we will accept still your answer na like this. Hindi naman masyadong malayo yung 0.6 difference. So, pwede parehas. Ang iba nun, ang ginagawa, sa interest rate sila bumabawi. Kaya madalas gamitin up to 8 decimal places ang ginagamit para hindi malayo ang difference ng sagot. So let's have this example number 4. If you pay 50 pesos at the end of each month for 40 years on an account that pays interest at 10% compounded monthly, how much money do you have after 40 years? So we are given with 50 pesos as the periodic payment. P is 50 pesos. Decimal yan. I is R over K. So, ano ba yung interest rate nun? 10%. So, 0.10 over, that's compounded monthly. So, how many months in a year? So, over 12. So, i-divide mo yan. Kailangan ma-divide mo yan para makuha mo yung I. 0.10 divided by 12 is 0.1 divided by 12. Masyadong maliit. Sige, as is na lang muna natin yan. Masyadong mahaba. So, as is natin yan. And then, N is equal to T times K. Ang T ay 40 years. So, 40. Ang K ay at the end of each month that pays interest compounded monthly. So, ang K natin ay 12 pa rin. So, we have this one, N is 480. To find the future value, let us use the formula. Nandun pala yung formula. FV is equal to P times 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 all over I. So we have the 50 pesos times 1 plus 0.10 over 12 raised to 480 minus 1 divided by 0.10 over 12. Pag kinompute mo yan, you start with at itong part na to. Ito, dito ka magsimula. Mas maigi kung meron kayong scientific calculator. So, 1 plus 0.10. 1 plus 0.10 over 12. Tapos, raised to 480 minus 1, kasi minus 1, divided by 0.10 over 12. Tapos, saka ka ngayon magmumultiply sa 50 pesos. So, what we have is equal to 316,000. 316,203 pesos. And, magra-round up tayo. Ang nakalagay dito ay 979. We'll have 98. So, imagine from 50 pesos at the end of each month for 40 years, you have 316,203 pesos and 98 centavos. So, again, uulitin natin. Ang first step ay i-add mo to. Asan ang panulat ko? I-add mo to. 1 plus 0.12, 0.10 over 12. Tapos, erase mo sa 480. Tapos, yung sagot mo dyan, i-minus 1 mo. Then, sagot naman dyan, i-divide mo sa 0.10. Tapos, saka mo i-multiply sa 50,000. Saka mo makukuha itong final answer. So, let's have Alex and Tony are twins. After graduation and being finally able to get a good job, they plan for retirement as follows. Letter A, starting at age 24, Alex deposits 10,000 at the end of each year for 36 years. Letter B, starting at age 42, Tony deposits 20,000 at the end of each year for 18 years. The question is, who will have a greater amount of retirement if both annuities earn 12% per year compounded annually? So yan, compounded annually. For Alex plan, we will have the formula again. So ang periodic payment niya dito is 10,000. Then 12% naman yan compounded annually. So over 12. Over 1 lang yan. So we'll have here P is equal to 10,000. And then I is equal to R over K. So this is 12%. So 0.12 over compounded annually. That's 1. So 0.12. And then what's the PB now? Ang N natin ay T times K. So that is for 36 years. So 36 times 1. So 36. So PB is equal to 10,000 times 1 plus 0.12 raised to 36 minus 1 over 0.12. Again, ang pagsosolve niyan ay 1 plus 0.12 muna. 1 plus 0.12 ay 1.12 raised to 36 minus 1 divided by 0.12 times 10,000. So, si Alex, for Alex plan, we have his future value equal to 4 million. 4,844,631 pesos and 16 centavo. Yan ang magiging retirement ni Alex at the end of 36 years. Let's go to Tony's plan. In Tony's plan, his periodic payment will be 20,000. Tingnan natin. 20,000 ng periodic payment niya, dinoble niya yung kay Alex. So, ang kanyang I is equal to 12%, 0.12 over 1 pa rin. So, 0.12 pa rin yan. And then, his N is T. 18 years times 1 siya, so 18 pa rin. So, FB, future value, is equal to 20,000 times 1 plus 0.12 over, I raised to 18 minus 1 over 0.12. So, again, ito muna yung unahin. I-plus muna yan, saka i-raise, mag-minus 1, mag-divide ng 0.12 times 20,000. So, 1.12 raised to 8, 18, I should say. 18 minus 1 divided by 0.12 times 20,000. So, for Tony's plan, he will have 1,114,994 pesos and 30 centavo. Lagyan natin ng peso sign. So, kung titingnan nyo, the given example shows the value of time and the advantage of saving early on the amount of money. Siyempre, mas malaki ang magiging retirement ni Alex kasi even though he is just saving 10,000 at the end of each month, pero 36 years kasi yun. Kaya malaking bagay siya. So, sinong mas madiskarte? Si Alex. So, we will now proceed to general annuity. Again, ang pagkakaiba nila sa simple annuity is that ang general annuity, it is an annuity where the length of payment interval is not the same as the length of the interest compounding period. So, ano-anong mga example niyan? Example niyan ay monthly installment of a car, lot or house with an interest rate that is compounded annually. Meron din paying a debt semi-annually when the interest rate is compounded monthly. Ito yung mga examples ng general annuity. So, dito sa example number 6 natin, find the amount of annuity of 700 pesos every 6 months, 1/2 per year, for 12 years if interest rate is 6% compounded monthly. So, again, meron tayong timetable, time diagram na ginamit. So, payment on the first payment interval is 700, second interval 700. So, sa isang taon, 2 beses siya nagbabayad. So, for 12 years. So, kung 12 years yun, 2 beses siya sa isang taon, ang N mo ay 24. So, dito, 700, yung unang taon na 700 mo, yun yung may pinakamahabang tutubuin. Okay, as you can see, 700 times 1 times 1.030377509 raised to 23. Paano ba yan nakuha? Galing yan dito sa A is equal to P times 1 plus I raised to N. Ang P, yung 700, yung 1, constant, yung I, ito yung 0.030377509. Tapos yung 23 na yan, yun yung N minus 1. Kaya siya N-1 kasi yung ika-24th month, hindi na siya kasali. Siya yung ika-N. So, yung 1 natin, ika-first year, ito yung tutubo ng 23 years. 20, hindi naman 23 years kasi 12 years lang siya. So, siya yung siya yung magtatagal na mas tutubuan ng 2024, 23. So, for us to get this value, itong 0.303377509, galing yan sa formula na to. At itong formula na to, nakuha ko sa isang teacher din na siyang gumawa nito para mas madaling makuha yung I. So, itong I is equal to R raised to M sub 2 divided by M sub 2 raised to M sub 2 over M sub 1 minus 1. So, ano-ano ba yan dyan? Ang R dito ay ang interest rate. So, since 6% yan, that is 0.06. Tapos, ang M sub 1, ito yung for every 6 months. Yung periodic period niya. So, 6 months siya. Every 6 months siya. So, ibig sabihin, semi-annually, 2 yan. Tapos, we also have M sub 2. Ito yung compounding period. So, compounded monthly yan. So, how many months in a year? There are 12. So, yan. So, I is equal to 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12 raised to, wala yung 1, may 1 dyan, raised to 12 over 2 minus 1. So, again, ang i-add mo muna ay 1 plus 0.6 over 12. 1 plus 0.6 divided by 12 raised to 6 minus 1. Kaya nakuha ang, okay, so ulit, 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12 raised to 6. Yan na. Minus 1. So, ang sagot dyan ay I is equal to 0.030377509. At ito yun. So, gamit ang step na to, nakuha mo na gamit ang formula na to, P times 1 plus yung I, value ng I ay 0.030377509 raised to 23. Yan. Para sa first year. Second year, 22. Kasi 23 minus second year na siya, 22. And then on the third year, raised to 21 na siya. So, kukuhanin mo isa-isa yan. Kukuhanin mo isa-isa kung anong value niyan. Ang value ng ika-24th term ay 700 plus ito yung ika-22nd term. And then, up to makarating dito sa dulo. Dito nagsimula, tapos second, third, fourth, hanggang makarating dito. I-add mo lahat yan. And that is the future value. So, future value is then equal to 24,000 from 700. 212 pesos, 0.83. So, let us solve the given problem, the one that we have, the last example, using the formula for the future value. So, let us find the amount of annuity of 700 pesos every 6 months for 12 years if interest is 6% compounded monthly. So, again, ang first step na ginagawa is to compute for I or yung interest rate niya. Since it is made every 6 months, tapos compounded monthly pa siya. So again, if we were to enumerate the given, our P or the present value is 700. Ang rate natin ay 6%, so 0.06. R raised to M sub 2 yan. And then, ang M sub 1 natin ay ang periodic payments niya. Ilang beses ba siya nagbabayad sa isang taon? So, every 6 months. So, 2 beses. Ang M sub 2 natin is compounded monthly. So, how many months in a year? So there are 12. So again, isosolve ulit natin tong I. So magiging 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12 raised to 12 over 2 minus 1. Ang unang ginagawa dyan ay yung nasa loob. So 0.6 divided by 12, 0.06 divided by 12 plus 1. So 1.005. I-raise natin sa 12 divided by 2, 6. So raised to 6. So 1.0303. 77509 na yung nakuha natin. Minus 1. So minus 1. So ito yung nakuha natin kanina. Kung natatandaan nyo, is 0.030377509. Ito ngayon ang ilalagay natin dito sa formula for us to get the future value. So we'll have 700 times 1 plus 0.030377509 raised to n. Ang n pala natin ay p times k. So, 12 times, ang k natin ay compounded ay 6 months, so 2. So, we have 24. N is equal to 24. So, raised to 24 minus 1 over, this is 700, 0.030377509. So, that is, gagawin natin yung nasa loob, 1 plus 0.003777509. Ang sagot nun ay 1.00030377509 raised to 24 minus 1. Tapos, i-divide natin ulit sa 0.030377509. Saka lang natin ita-times sa 700. That's why the answer is 24,212 and 83 centavo. Ito pala ay hindi kasama sa denominator. Ayan. Kasi ito muna ang kailangan mo sagutan. Makuha mo muna yung sagot dito sa 1 plus ito raised to 24. Saka ka magma-minus 1. I-divide mo ngayon dito sa denominator na to. Tapos ang sagot nitong buong to, ita-times mo sa 700. Kaya nakuha ang future value na 24,212 and 83 centavos. So, ganyan mag-solve using the formula. Ngayon, sa mga susunod nating activity, yung pinapasagutan kong what's more, yung 1.1 tsaka 1.2, susundin natin yung time diagram na sinasabi. So, para dun sa example, para sa general annuity, gamitin nyo ang formula na to para nyo makuha yung interest rate niya. Okay? So, that's for now. This is our lesson for simple and general annuity. Goodbye, class.